So today we're doing the prep work for the Southern sodas. We're starting with our simple syrup, equal parts water and sugar. I've just done 2/3 cups of each to fit in my little squeeze bottle here. We're doing a strawberry flavor today. This is by Loran Oils. It's just a candy flavoring agent. And let's get started. Alright, now when we're actually making the simple syrup here, so we'll just add our water and our sugar. Get that started on a medium to medium low heat. You really don't want this getting all but too hot. Stir that around a little bit. Add in our strawberry flavoring here. So this really doesn't take too long, maybe 2 minutes of keeping that on the heat. You don't want it to boil. If it starts to bubble, it means it's burning the sugar, and it's really not something you want to happen, because that will make the syrup thicker and that'll also change the flavor. So I'm noticing a little bit of bubbling, so at this point I'll turn this off, take that right off the heat. And then we just let it cool at this point. Alright, and once your syrup has cooled down here, just funnel that into the bottle. Now this is actually the syrup for the caviar. So I have made it a touch stronger in flavor. And I will be coloring it bright red so that our caviar is actually appealing, because that's essentially its main purpose, is to look good in the drink. Alright, we're just going to put our syrup for the caviar to the side and start on our caviar now. Alright, so at this point we're going through our second step of the process. We'll be making our flavored caviar. So we're going to start with our calcium lactate bath here. Just water, calcium lactate, essentially just a white powder, change its properties of the water. And then we have our sodium alginate. It's a slightly different colored powder, but that we'll be mixing in with our simple syrup and with some water. And then we'll be dropping the caviar into here, and it'll form some natural bubbles for us. Alright, now we're going to start making our caviar. So we're going to start with the sodium alginate bath. It's just a cup and a quarter of water, our 2 tablespoons of sodium alginate, and we're just going to blend that and put the heat on. Bring that to a boil. So once all the sort of chunks of the sodium alginate are gone, should be set, just bring that to a boil at this point. So while we have that going on in the background, and it is at a boil at this point, so I'll take that off the heat. We can make our calcium bath. So I've just got 4 cups of water, a tablespoon of our calcium lactate, and just stir that around. And this is where we will be using, I'll be using a turkey baster to get bigger bubbles, and we'll be putting that right into this bath. Alright, so I've measured out half a cup of the sodium alginate mix, and this is my colored simple syrup from earlier, and that's half a cup as well, so it's just a 50-50 mix. We're going to mix those together. And then we're going to let this cool. So now that my mixture of syrup here has cooled down with the sodium alginate, I'll be taking a turkey baster, and we're going for larger bubbles, so I'm using this. And then we're just going to drip that in 1 drop at a time. And you can see it creates bubbles. Because I'm using a turkey baster, they're not always perfectly round, which is unfortunate, but they're the size I'm looking for, so this works. So once you have your caviar ready here, just strain out calcium lactate. I've seen people use slotted spoons for this step. It takes forever. Just a normal strainer works just fine. The bubbles will keep themselves in there. And there you go. You have your caviar.